Muted. Alright. Sorry about that. Mic was muted. Alright, welcome to this cast. I am your host, Beef. Going to be casting games from the Aces Republic of Gamers tournament at Assembly Winter 2012. We are in the round of 8, and today we've got a PvZ matchup between a pretty big player, one of the top foreigners, and a rising star, Elfi. So, once again, in the bottom left-hand corner, we do have the blue Zerg. He is the American. He is the French Zerg, the foreign hope. He is mil.Stephano. And in the top right-hand corner, we do have a rising star, like I said. He's the red Protoss playing for Team Acer. He is Elfi. So Elfi, he's European. I'm not exactly sure where he's from. I want to say that he's Swedish, Finnish, something like that. One of those two places. Wherever Assembly is, that's where he's from. So, but yeah, Elfi actually known for his PvP. After this, he would make a strong run in IEM. Oh, well, all the IEMs, frankly, he seems to do really well in. But specifically IEM Hanover, I want to say, wherever their championships were, he made a really strong showing, and I believe he made it to the semifinals. Going through a lot of really, really good players, beating people like Huck in previous IEM and previous assembly tournaments, but not only that, going through a couple of other really, really strong Protosses, and I believe that he even beat Puma, but I'm not positive on that. Stephano, on the other hand, being the IPL 3 champion, just a really strong player overall. One of the top foreigners in the world right now, currently ranked number 6 on the IPL power rankings. Developed his own style. We call it the Stephano style of ZVP. Goes for something like a 12-minute max out on roaches, and just really strong. Something that the Protosses are really having a little bit of trouble dealing with. And we'll see if that is what he's going to be going for here. You do see that Stephano did drop a 14 spawning pool, droning up right here, getting queens out. Zergling's going to be coming out. And we will see those Zerglings taking down that pylon. Already taken a third, pretty aggressive. He doesn't have a Overlord over there, so there is the possibility of a cannon rush, as Elfi has gone for a Forge Fast expansion, going for a Photon Cannon before Gateway. He's a little bit worried about Zerglings that could be running by. However, that Nexus is down as well, so pretty decent economic opening. And Stephano using those 2 links to take out that pylon, still not really worried about a cannon rush, something that I would expect most players to have an Overlord or be scouting over there with their Zerglings, because the possibility of a cannon rush on that third is pretty high. Waiting for that to tick to 300 so he can drop that next hatchery, and there it goes. So right now, we're pretty much looking at a standard Zerg 3-base opening against Forge Fast Expanding Protoss. Not something that's too awkward here on, what is this, MLG Antigua Shipyard. Forced cross-spawn, no gold base. And Zerg typically has a pretty easy job taking 3 bases here. They're all just choked off by this one point. The destructible rocks over here can prove a little bit troublesome. The problem is trying to take this 4th base. So trying to take 4th base over here, really difficult to defend all the way in this area, or taking one of the middle expansions, because if that Protoss is able to get up on the high ground, something like Colossi, they're going to be really difficult to deal with. So it's 5:19 right now. Stephano really just in macro mode, getting out his 3rd queen right now. Already got one all the way over here. See if he's going to be doing some creep spread. I wouldn't expect him to be spreading too much. The Stephano build is pretty tight with your queens. Not really too much creep spread going on. And next thing that we'll be seeing is probably 6 minutes or so. He'll drop double gas. We'll see if that's what he's going to be going for. On the other hand, Elfi is doing, once again, a very standard Forge fast expansion opening. Nothing too out of the way here. Getting out one of these sentries, going to be putting it on the far side of the wall here. It's going to be kind of exposed, but he's going to try to take out that Zergling, deny any scouting information, and immediately going to drop a Robo. So he's at 1 gate Robo right now. So we'll see where he goes from here. Robo is going to be very good if he's able to get out observers, make sure to get into Stephano's base and really see what's going on over there so he's going to be able to best prepare for whatever Stephano's going to throw at him. And then from there, Immortal's extremely strong for dealing with roaches. The 2-base Immortal plus 1/1 is actually very, very strong against Zerg, and one of the best ways to counter the Stephano build. Like I said, getting double gas right here. You'll see about 7:15, he'll drop Roach Warren and Evolution Chamber if this is the same Stephano build. These replays are about 3 months old, so Stephano might have refined his build a little bit since then. And we actually do see a Warp Prism coming out of Elfi rather than Immortals, which is not something that I expected. Warp Prism play is pretty strong on Antigua Shipyard. There's definitely the possibilities of floating in between these bases, and the main and the third can both be pretty hard to defend if you get a good warp in cycle, especially with the Stephano type build where the creep spread isn't necessarily going to be connecting all the bases yet. So we'll see what Stephano knows about that. And Stephano doesn't see anything. He does see these 2 gases here as a natural. And so to a Zerg player, that's going to indicate that he's going to be going for some kind of a tech choice. Something that's going to be higher than just something like a 7-gate push. He's going to be going for some kind of Robo-tech. He's going to be going for some kind of Twilight Council tech. And he is even able to fit in a couple of Zerglings there. I think that he might... No, he didn't quite see the Robo. He saw the gateways being transformed into warp gates. He saw that gate down there. But right now we do have all the way up at 6 gates plus Robo, Immortals. And this is going to be a pretty strong push coming out here by Elfi. He does have these Warp Prisms that is going to drop 3... Oh, not the best force fields right there. The Sentry's not going to be able to trap nearly enough drones to make that effective. He's not choosing to warp in anything with it, and Stephano's going to be able to move some roaches up there. All in all, I don't think that he lost very much. Let's take a look. Yeah, 2 workers. Not worth the investment for the Warp Prism right there. Hopefully he'll be able to make more use out of it eventually, but as of right now, that was not the most cost effective. Stephano going up to 6 gas right now, going to be taking that middle expansion, and very aggressive 4th expansion here, only at the 10 minutes, at the same time as his macro hatch coming down, +1 being researched along with roach speed. This is going to be a very typical 12-minute max out, something along those lines, probably closer to 13 minutes, because he actually is going into a Spire. So 6 gas, not something you would see with the 12-minute max out. You'd see 4 to 5 gases. So yeah, going into that Spire, we'll see what he's going to be doing with that. Because that's coming down before a Hive, I would expect that that's going to be some kind of Mutalisk or Corruptor play. If you're going to be seeing early Broodlords, the Spire would typically come down at the exact same time as the Hive. With both of those having the same build time, you can start your Greater Spire at the exact same time. Elfi is going to be pushing out right now. Looks like maybe just trying to secure the middle ground. 3 Immortals, just under a dozen Stalkers, and 11 Sentries. Really high Sentry count, going to be very effective against Roaches without burrow movement, which they do not have right now. Burrow just finishing, but no burrow movement. And with some good force fields, Elfi will be able to take down this hatchery. There shouldn't be anything Stephano's able to do. He's not going to be able to get any kind of a good flank, and yeah, there goes the hatchery. Nothing that Stephano could do there. Stephano on fully saturated 3 base. Like I said, taking that 4th base is really difficult to do. Stephano actually going in for a strong flank right here, able to take out that proxy pylon. No more warpins going to be coming in from that one, and taking the high ground. The destructible rocks were taken out, but he being Acer, the Acer Protoss is actually moving on the creep right now with those pylons in the back. All those pylons are going to be taken out, and there are not going to be any chances of reinforcements coming in right now. And these Zerg units are really going to be cutting off any kind of reinforcements that are coming to try to save the Protoss. But at the same time, this army from Stephano just does not seem to be able to be able to compete with the Protoss army. Being on 2 base, he's going to be dumping all of his money going into army. He is supply blocked from all these Protoss buildings, the pylons dying. But he takes out that 3rd, and that is crucial. Right now, Zerg is on even basis with the Protoss, and that is never where you want to be. That Warp Prism finally coming into play over here, able to make good use out of that, warping things in, and that's looking pretty good. Stephano instead choosing to take the 11 o'clock base, that's at 10 o'clock base, because he's not able to secure anything off the map. And right now going to push into the main, but there are 7 Spine Crawlers there, and a big flank coming in. Going to go ahead and force field off the ramp behind him. Great choice, but he needs to be able to push into those Stalkers, make sure that the Roaches behind him aren't getting any kind of shots off. Those Immortals doing tons of damage to the Roaches and the Spine Crawlers, and as long as he's able to continue force fielding, I think he's going to be in a pretty good position here. But those sentries are running out of energy fast, and he's warping in nothing but Stalkers, not able to get the Immortals in across the map. And Immortals are really what are going to be doing the damage to those Roaches. Stalker's going to fall relatively quickly to them, especially without anything like Blink. +2's not done yet. I don't even think it started researching. Drones being pulled here. This is going to be kind of a last-ditch effort for Stephano to try to pull this out. I think that Stephano's actually going to be able to defend this, but I think he might have just taken too much damage at this point. Those Spine Crawlers really doing a lot of work, making sure to push this army back, but every one of those drones is going to be falling at this point. 14 workers killed. All those workers did get transferred up to this 10 o'clock base from the third, but congratulations comes out from Stephano, and Stephano's going to take game 1 here on Antigua Shipyard. Once again, I've been Beef, your casting host, and thanks for watching. Check back for game